Hello everyone, I am Muffin and Elle will tell you the story of each pages of this book.
In a quaint little house on the outskirts of Maplewood, two cats lived together, Whiskers and Muffin. Whiskers was a sleek, gray tabby with piercing green eyes and a personality to match. Muffin, on the other hand, was a fluffy, calico cat with a gentle demeanor. From the moment they had been brought home from the shelter, Whiskers had taken it upon himself to be Muffin's guardian. One day, Muffin fell ill. Her energetic spirit dwindled, and she lay listlessly in her favorite sunbeam. Whiskers noticed immediately. He patted over softly, nudging her gently with his nose. When she didn't respond, a flicker of worry crossed his eyes. He spent the entire day by her side, occasionally leaving only to fetch water or food. Whiskers even resorted to bringing over his favorite toy, a small stuffed mouse, hoping to cheer her up. Days passed, and Muffin's condition didn't improve. One early morning, Whiskers decided it was time to take action. Guided by some deep, ancient instinct, he disappeared into the backyard. Hours went by, and just as their human, Mrs. Thompson, began to worry, there was a soft mew at the door. Whiskers had returned, his fur muddy and disheveled, but his eyes gleaming with determination. Clutched delicately in his mouth was a small bunch of herbs. Mrs. Thompson, puzzled but trusting Whiskers' uncanny intelligence, took the herbs. After researching, she found they were known for their healing properties. She prepared a herbal infusion and administered it to Muffin. Over the next few days, Muffin began to show signs of recovery. Her energy returned, and the light in her eyes sparkled once more. Through it all, Whiskers never left her side, grooming her fur, providing warmth, and even offering encouraging purrs. The bond between Whiskers and Muffin grew even stronger. They continued their daily routines, playing, exploring, and napping together, but there was a new depth to their companionship. Whiskers had not just been a guardian but a healer. The quaint little house on the outskirts of Maplewood hummed with a peaceful rhythm, the sound of purring cats and the gentle rustling of leaves. Whiskers and Muffin proved that love and care come in many forms, even from a fellow feline.
Muffin, a beautiful white cat, loved helping others. One day, she saw a hungry stray cat, Whiskers, rummaging through trash. Muffin shared her food with Whiskers. "Eat, friend," she said. Whiskers thanked Muffin, "You're so kind." Muffin found Whiskers trapped in a tree. "Meow. Help!" Whiskers cried. Muffin ran to find Emma, her owner. Emma and Muffin rescued Whiskers. "Thank you, Muffin," Whiskers exclaimed. That night, a mysterious cat, Princess Whiskers, appeared. "Muffin, your kindness earned you 3 wishes. 1. A food for all stray cats. 2. Homes for lonely cats. 3. Love and happiness for all cats. Your kindness warms my heart, Muffin. Your wishes are granted." Muffin, Whiskers, and Emma celebrated. Stray cats enjoyed delicious food. Lonely cats found loving homes. Muffin purred, "Kindness brings joy. Helping hands earn rewards." Her 3 were still very young. Whiskers, a loving mother cat, lived in a quiet neighbor's. Mrs. Jenkins, a kind neighbor, often watched over them. As she crossed the street, a car sped by, hitting her. Whiskers dragged herself back to the alley, gravely injured. One evening, Whiskers went out to find food for her kittens. Mrs. Jenkins found her and rushed her inside. The kittens huddled around Whiskers, sensing something was wrong. Despite her efforts, Whiskers knew her time was short. Mrs. Jenkins did everything to comfort Whiskers. Her eyes conveyed love and farewell to her little ones. She purred softly, licking her kittens one by one. Love never ended as Whiskers' spirit watched over them. Whiskers gave one last purr and closed her eyes. Mrs. Jenkins promised to care for the kittens. The kittens stayed close, feeling their mother's warmth fade.
Muffin, a cute white cat, was hungry. Her owner, Sarah, forgot her dinner. Sarah was at a party. Muffin meowed loudly. Her bowl was empty. She looked everywhere, but found no food. At night, Muffin was sad. She curled up and whimpered. Then, a kind neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, came. Muffin, are you okay? She asked. Muffin meowed again. Mrs. Jenkins gave her tuna. Muffin purred happily. Sarah came home and said, "Sorry, Muffin. I forgot dinner." Muffin forgave her with a soft purr. Lessons. Remember responsibilities.
Muffin was a curious white cat with blue eyes. She loved exploring the garden. One sunny day, she found a shiny object buried. She unearthed it and saw a tiny key. Intrigued, Muffin looked for what it opened. She discovered an old, small chest behind a bush. The key fit perfectly in the chest's lock. Inside, she found a map and a golden locket. The map led to a hidden path in the woods. Muffin followed the path, braving new adventures. She met a friendly squirrel who guided her. Together, they arrived at an ancient tree. The tree had a hollow with a glowing entrance. Muffin entered and found a hidden chamber. In the chamber was a treasure with cat treats. Muffin returned home, her heart full of joy.
Muffin, a beautiful white cat, loved helping others. One day, she saw a hungry stray cat, Whiskers, rummaging through trash. Muffin shared her food with Whiskers. "Eat, friend," she said. Whiskers thanked Muffin, "You're so kind." Muffin found Whiskers trapped in a tree. "Meow. Help!" Whiskers cried. Muffin ran to find Emma, her owner. Emma and Muffin rescued Whiskers. "Thank you, Muffin," Whiskers exclaimed. That night, a mysterious cat, Princess Whiskers, appeared. "Muffin, your kindness earned you 3 wishes. 1. A food for all stray cats. 2. Homes for lonely cats. 3. Love and happiness for all cats. Your kindness warms my heart, Muffin. Your wishes are granted." Muffin, Whiskers, and Emma celebrated. Stray cats enjoyed delicious food. Lonely cats found loving homes. Muffin purred, "Kindness brings joy. Helping hands earn rewards." Muffin the white cat lived a quiet life in the small village of Willowbrook. With his pristine fur and emerald green eyes, he was the favorite pet of Miss Clara, an elderly woman who loved lavishing him with treats and affection. Each morning, Muffin would bask in the warm sunlight on the windowsill, watching as the villagers went about their day. Despite the serenity, Muffin often dreamt of adventures beyond the village. One warm summer day, Muffin noticed an open window in the attic. Curiosity getting the better of him, he climbed up and squeezed through the opening. The moment he landed on the roof, a gentle breeze ruffled his fur. He could see the vast forest in the distance, its emerald canopy beckoning him. Driven by an unexplainable urge, he made his way down the roof and began his journey towards the woods. As Muffin reached the edge of the forest, he stumbled upon a small, shimmering pond. There, a group of frogs held a meeting. Intrigued, Whiskers approached but maintained a respectful distance. The frogs, noticing his presence, welcomed him. They were discussing the mysterious disappearance of their leader, Chief Croak. Muffin, sensing an opportunity for adventure, offered his help. Guided by the frogs, Muffin ventured deeper into the forest. The foliage grew denser, and the sounds of the village faded away. Suddenly, they heard a faint croak. Following the sound, they discovered Chief Croak trapped in a snare. Using his sharp claws, Muffin carefully cut through the ropes, freeing the grateful frog leader. The frogs celebrated Chief Croak's return with a grand feast by the pond. They thanked Muffin and offered him the title of Forest Guardian, a role of great respect among the woodland creatures. As the evening descended, Muffin decided it was time to return to Willowbrook. The journey back under the silver moonlight was peaceful. When he reached Miss Clara's home, he found her waiting by the open window, worry etched on her face. With a joyful leap, he landed back inside. Miss Clara gathered him in her arms, tears of relief in her eyes. From that day on, Muffin life in Willowbrook was never the same. Though he continued to enjoy the comforts of home, he knew that adventure always awaited just beyond the village. And whenever the frogs needed their forest guardian, Whiskers would be there, ready to help.
Muffin, a white cat kitty with green eyes, lived in a cozy house. Her soft fur and gentle purrs made everyone feel at ease. One harsh winter, a severe snowstorm hit the town. Emma, Muffin's owner, converted their home into a shelter. Muffin became an assistant, comforting all the guests. She snuggled beside the elderly and played with children. Muffin offered warmth to those shivering with cold. Mrs. Jenkins, a lonely guest, was particularly distraught. She had recently lost her husband and felt very lonely. Muffin sensed her sorrow and curled up beside her. As Mrs. Jenkins stroked Muffin's fur, she felt better. Muffin, you've reminded me of love and kindness, she said. Kindness can transform lives. Muffin's acts brought comfort. Compassion knows no species. Muffin's love was powerful. Even small actions make a difference. Muffin brought hope. Imagine tender illustrations of Muffin bringing warmth and joy. A cute white kitty with green eyes started to dance gracefully. Its paws moved in rhythm with the music. The kitty twirled and spun, full of joy. Its green eyes sparkled under the soft lights. It arched its back and did a little leap. The audience clapped, enchanted by the performance. The kitty smiled, clearly enjoying the attention. Little bows rested around its neck, fluttering. It did another spin, faster this time. The music's tempo increased, and so did the dance. Despite the speed, it remained elegant and poised. With a grand finale, it made a spectacular jump. Landing softly, it took a gracious bow. The applause thundered even louder. Happy and content, it sauntered off stage. The cute white kitty with green eyes won hearts.